Hey, what's going on YouTube? Pocket Gaming here, back with another Raid Shadow video. And today's video, we're going to talk about an epic champion that pairs perfectly well with Tormin the Cold. Because right now we have a Titan event, and we have a guaranteed Tormin if you choose to participate in the event. I already have a Tormin, but I want to show you a really good epic champion to use with Tormin. Because everybody talks about how Tormin is good in the arena, which he is very good. But Tormin is so much more than that. Tormin provides so much great utility. I remember when I was first tackling the Doom Tower hard, I used Torman a lot for his utility and CC. And if you use him with the right set of champions, you can almost guarantee that the enemy team will not take a turn. Okay, before I go on to the epic champion in question, I just want to go over Torman's kit. Because Torman has so much utility, he's like the jack of all trades. Everybody knows Torman can freeze, but he can do so much more than just freeze the enemy champion. Torman can steal buffs. Torman can ignore defense. Torman can provoke. He can place block buffs. And also he can reset the turn your cooldowns on your skills. Now, albeit he has all this utility, as long as you meet the right criteria. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to show you a team that will meet the right criteria, that you can always take advantage of Torman's skills and use them to his perfect advantage. So his A1 attacks all enemies, has a 15% chance of freeze debuff for one turn. Will instantly activate this skill whenever an enemy is under HP burn or freeze debuff combined. So every time the enemy takes their turn and they have HP buff or HP burn and freeze on them, he's gonna activate his A1. So if the whole enemy team is HP burn and frozen, he's gonna, every time they tick, he's gonna hit his A1. So I have my Torman in a stun set. So adding on to the CC, he has a potential to stun every one of those enemies. And if you're going against a 5 enemy team or the Wave and Doom Tower, you have a potential to hit him 5 times, and each chance has a chance to proc that stun from the stun set. So that's another utility use. And remember I talked about if you meet the right criteria. So if you meet the right criteria, he will ignore the enemy's defense. So if they're under HP burn and freeze, he will ignore the defense. So Torman can do damage as well if you build him that way. So his second skill, remove all buffs from the target and steals the buffs instead if they're under freeze. So if they're under freeze, he'll steal the buffs. In his A3, attacks all enemies, will place a block debuffs and 100% heal reduction for 2 turns on enemy under freeze. Has a 60% chance of placing provoke for 1 turn on enemy that's not under freeze. Will decrease the cooldown of 1 random skill on each ally for 1 turn for every enemy under both HP burn and freeze debuff. So if you do that, you have a potential to reset the cooldown on everybody on your team. And of course his passive, which everybody knows, is that he has a 20% chance of placing freeze debuff on an enemy each time they receive a buff or have their turn meter filled. The 20% chance applies up to twice per enemy turn, so once on the buff and once on the turn meter. And this effect does not work on artifacts like turn meter effects, masteries, healing, on those buffs that take place at the start of a round. And also Torman has a self-revive. He will revive with 100% HP when killed and places a freeze debuff on this champion for 1 turn. So now let's look at another champion that we're going to pair with him that's going to put him in the right criteria 90% of the time. And the epic champion we're talking about is Akemtum. He is a demon spawn champion. He provides a lot of utility as well. But the key skill that we're looking at here is his A3. He attacks all enemies, has a 70% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn on enemies whose attack is higher than their defense. Has a 70% chance of placing an HP burn for 1 turn on enemies whose defense is equal to or higher than their attack. So we're relying on this skill to add some HP burn and freeze. But the main portion that makes it really good is his passive. Will heal all allies by 5% of their max HP every time an enemy under HP burn gets a turn. Also, fills the turn meter of all allies by 10% every time they're under a freeze debuff and they take a turn. So if they're under HP burn, they get healed. If they're under freeze, you boost your turn meter. And again, you're gonna pair him with Torman, so we're gonna have freeze from Torman, we're gonna have HP burn from Akak, and we're gonna rely on his passive to keep us healed and to also boost our turn meter. And this is perfect for like if you're in a lower, or if you don't have a well built out account and you happen to have this champion, it can help you also boost up your speed if you don't have enough really good gear to get the speed requirements you need, especially in Doom Tower Hard, because their teams, those enemies are pretty fast. Okay, so I'm going to show you Akak and Torman in action. So the team we have is going to be Torman. We're going to have Artek because we want another HP burner, and I also have Scylla the Drakes, which provides a little bit extra healing and revival because I'm just going to show you a demonstration on Ice Golem Hard. Again, this is mainly just for I would say to help you out in Doom Tower, because the more tube waves and the CV waves, if you keep them controlled, you should have an easier time. So I'm going to show you more accessible champions like Mithrala, Scylla the Drakes, and Artak. He was a guaranteed champion for a while, so these are a little bit more free to play friendly. So we're just going to use them as an example. It's always good to bring another HP burner on just so you can keep this cycle going, but I'm going to show you them in action. I'm not going to show you the whole run because, like I said, this is not going to be a speed run. It's just going to be slow, but it gives you a better probability of beating a Doom Tower wave. Okay, here we go. Artek. I just have it in auto, so. But already starting out, provoking. And right when we start to do the burns, he has the HP burnout. Already have one HP burn, 2 of them frozen. And there goes Torman's passive for taking effect. Once they start ticking, he's just going to start hammering away with his A1. And then at some point, he's going to reset the skills of everybody and just keep it going. So once he gets rolling, he starts to snowball. Here we go again. And now Torman's just doing his thing. And Scylla Drakes has stun on her A2. And there we go. I just love when Torman does this because it's just fun to see all the synergy working for Torman's passive, Akak's passive, also Artak's passive as well, because he heals himself, plus he's getting healed from Akak's passive. So you got black buffs, you have HP burn, and actually they went through the raid pretty quickly. It does slow down when you get to the boss, because on hard I think it takes me about 7 to 8 minutes. But now on to the next wave. And I just love seeing them in action because it's fun to me to watch it. I love finding champions that pair well together, and you can just build off the synergy. So already got the HP burns and the frozen up, and Artak ignites it, and Torman's just going hammering away. Now my Torman is not really built for that much damage. It's mainly just for CC and arena, but I have had him built differently when I first used him in Doom Tower. But it's just cool to watch him going crazy and make it. And they can't do anything. The whole team is frozen. You get stuns, and look at all the ticks. Plus, Mithrala brings Hex, so the damage is spread throughout all of them, and you're getting the damage from the HP burns ticking. So it all works well together. I just love this team working really good together. Now I will say it is pretty boring to watch because if you're trying to go for speed, this is not the team for you. But if you're just trying to beat Doom Tower hard, I would suggest trying to build a team like this if you can. It's really cool. I like it. But that's pretty much it for the video. I just want to show you that Torman is more than just freeze champion. He does more than that. He can do way more damage. He can reset the cooldowns, because you can see how they cycle back to their skills much easier now. But once you get a boss, there's not really much minions to keep the HP burn going up, so at that point it starts to slow down. So he's not really much a boss champion, but for wave clearing and control in Doom Tower, he's excellent. Great utility. You can do so much more with Torman. I wish more people would talk about him. as far as just more than just a free champion in the arena. But anyway, that's going to be it for my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you like my videos, please give me a like and a sub and a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.